AI is going to change every industry within our lifetime, sales included. That doesn't mean that AI is going to start closing your deals. People still buy from people, and that is not going anywhere. But you have a choice where you can take responsibility for yourself, your team, and your future by building systems that you own, or wait and hope your company not only builds one for you, but picks you to be the one operating it, and then just live with whatever they decide. Two kinds of salespeople are going to come out of this era: the ones who get left behind and blame their failures on a changing environment, and the ones who stop chasing tools, features, on all the exciting new releases and start building durable architecture to carry them across the different eras of AI. The difference is the systems they build. Start building today to create the gap and build in a way that will extend your lead over time. I've been in sales for the last 6 years. I have a degree in accounting, and after becoming obsessed with AI, I've been building the systems that make you the person this era rewards and not the one it replaces. By the end of this, you'll have a core reframe around what's actually most important to learn. You'll understand what my systems do, and you'll leave knowing how to position yourself as AI impacts all of us. And that gap, right, the rep who pulls ahead versus the one who gets left behind, doesn't happen in one big moment or one install of some magical new AI tool, right? It happens in the most boring, menial parts of your job. And odds are, the stronger of a salesperson and stronger of a closer you are, the more leaks out of your pipeline. More wins means more clients, means more relationships to handle, and more that can slip. So this ends up costing you three ways. Of course, new commission that's lost on time spent managing these things, losing deals that you've already won because you don't have the time to actually nurture them. And worst of all, the better that you do, the less time you actually have to enjoy any of it. And it's not a discipline problem, it's a systems problem that's now solvable. One person can only hold so much. The more you win, the faster it buries you. And the people that are going to succeed in this era are, number one, obviously the best closers, who, number two, have the best systems behind them. You need to be both if you're going to keep making bank. And so here's the core reframe, right? And if only one thing sticks with you from this video, I would like it to be this. And it's not a tactic, it's not another tool that you need to add. And because every tactic, every new interface, every tool typically requires more of you, right? It's more on your plate, and you already know why that fails. And so the reframe is not to do more, it's to shift your focus where your work is the highest leverage. And AI has fundamentally changed where that focus needs to be. Because right now, you're the system, right? And with older software, that's how it had to work. You're the one holding everything around the deal together, most likely from a combination of spreadsheet, a mashup of what you remember, texts, emails, and reports that are made by other people and handed off for you. But the change is you need to stop being the person that's trying to manage every detail and become the person who owns and directs the system that manages it for you. Your job moves up a layer. You stop wasting time gathering context around clients and their situations. You hand the context management of your deals off, and you start operating the architecture that manages the menial logistics for you so that you can focus on the things that actually matters most, which is solving problems and connecting with your clients. And that's really why the newest release from Anthropic or the new Claude Code skill isn't what you should focus on, because these change literally every month, and chasing them is a time and energy trap. What's worth learning right now is how to own and manage your own context, how to operate one system that can be used by any AI model and solves real problems that either save you time or make you more money. That's it, right? That's what every model, every update, and every new thing that ships. If you don't provide all of the context that's needed to Claude's new email sales generator lead tool, then no matter how good the tool is, it's never going to put together emails that you would actually send a cold prospect. And AI has made systems like this cheap to build and simple to maintain. So what used to take a team and a budget, you can now own and run yourself, if you're actually able to focus on building the right things. You pointed out it manages everything around the deal, and you have more time to focus on what's actually important. And so it's no longer a question of, is the AI smart enough or are the tools at that level? Because it is. It's about how you actually implement it for yourself and your business. And this whole thing runs on one core engine. So I'll go over that first, and then we'll dive into what this looks like for your client's lifecycle. At its core, there's three parts. It keeps the full story on every relationship. Who they are, what's going on in their industry, their business, what point their project is at, what their objections were through the sales process, and all of the context around that client in one place. So the AI is never working from a blank page because the facts that live in that record are not in the AI's head. And so people talk about hallucinations and you can't trust AI because it'll start making things up. And you're right, but that's focusing on the wrong thing. It's asking the wrong question. Because if you're relying on AI systems to be 100% responsible for its own memory management, then you've already lost. AI won't hallucinate when all it's doing is copying and organizing information from a file on your computer. It's grounded in what's actually written down. Fresh sessions, same information, and the same context is available each time you start it up. And so it sounds like you. My version of this engine learned from about 3 years of my own messages. So it writes the way I write with all of the content, the context behind what the client is actually experiencing. So it's sending the message I would actually send to this person, not some pre-made, robotic blast. And it's messaging them about what's actually important in their life cycle, right? Their point in installation or project management or whatever it is. And along with that, nothing moves without your okay. Especially early on, you approve every message, see if it's actually correct, and then once you trust it, you'll start to figure out what parts of your sales process you can actually fully hand off. Right? You're able to hand off that menial work when you can trust it for certain tasks that it can run without your approval. Right? And so it never sounds like anybody but you, and it only ever uses the info on what's going on with the client. And so you put all of those together, and that's the engine, right? It knows your people, it sounds like you, and it runs with your permission. It runs the whole relationship, at least the menial tasks behind it, from the first cold touch all the way to a referral that starts the next client life cycle. Right. And if you think of it like the yellow is you and the green is the menial tasks that the system handles, you're still the most important touch point. You're still the one maintaining the relationship, conversations with your client, doing the actual sales process. What's getting automated is all of the menial work behind that. And so this is the fun one, right? This is that same engine across an entire deal because that process of context management plus communicating in your tone and your vocal patterns can literally apply to any part of the client's life cycle. Oops. Let's use personalized cold email outreach as an example of the engine in action. And so this is just one example of that core engine running. Personal insight, a line that comes from real research done on that person, what they're doing in real life, podcasts they've been on, things that they're posting about, business insights about the true facts about what their business is currently dealing with from what's available online. Industry specifics, that are actually based in fact and around what the client is currently experiencing, and it moves the sale forward. And so this is just one example of its ability to go out, in this case, do the research and gather context around a business, around a person, around a situation that provides an opportunity for you to pursue a deal and organizing that in your tone to communicate with that prospect. Warm inbound counts as well. DMs, emails, forms that get filled out, applications that come in get caught in the same way and matched to the same client profile of anybody that you've already done previous research on or talked to in the past. It's all different applications of the same engine that understands the context and communicates with the client the same way you do when you actually approve it, up until you trust it enough to let it run by itself. And even if you never do that or never actually allow it to send things without your approval, you're still way more efficient than trying to gather and organize all of that context for every client for every touch point. It can book the call, it can confirm, remind them, it can deliver briefs on the client right before you get on a sales call and rebook a no show on its own. And none of these are pre-canned messages at any step in the process, right? Every attempt to rebook is personalized, right? It brings up the things that they've mentioned in their qualification process or conversations that you've had before. It will provide free value to them based on things that they're actually experiencing already with your business. Because when all the context is owned and managed easily in one place, you can actually do that on a personal level for everybody that comes through your funnel. Then you run a call, discovery through close. Obviously, that's you as the salesperson handling that, but it will log the conversation and the objections and how it went. But so if they didn't buy, now it understands their situation and all their objections from the call and sends a follow-up email campaign around it, around what they're actually already experiencing. You know, why they came to you in the first place. Your system tracks and records that. They know why they got on the call, they know why they didn't move forward, and then it can automatically and in your own tone and with your own words give personalized follow-up, like you sat down, listened back through that call, and individually chose what pieces of free value to send them in the rebooking process. And then, of course, once they're a client, it can onboard them, send updates about their project or their installation so they're never wondering where things stand, and it reports those results in plain numbers. It already has the context, it knows exactly what's going on. All it does is manage that and communicate it to other people in your tone and with your own voice. All the way through where once installation is done or the product is delivered, it will capture referrals and make sure that intro happens back to the start where the same engine will target that prospect that was your referral and you're reaching out with the same level of personalization on an individual level, on a company level, and an industry-wide level plus the referral. And I mean that's like a signed deal already. That's a closed deal on your plate. And it's not that you're no longer a part of this process, you're just leveraged at a much higher level and you're focused on the things that actually gets clients through the door, right? No more menial context management falls on your place. Last thing, and the part that decides whether this carries you through the next 5 or 10 years, is that under all of those different functions, the engine is just this. It's your records, your voice, your pipeline in plain files on your machine. You open the AI in this folder, and the folder itself has the routing towards specific parts of context. As the AI gathers one piece, the system continues to direct it to look in the right spots. And you own it. This is your book of business in files that you can open and read. You're not renting the brain of your business from a vendor. You can build and use a system like this and carry it across different companies, different roles, and different use cases. And you can also always swap the AI when something better comes out. It's Claude today, ChatGPT tomorrow, or a completely local, completely private, and independent AI model tomorrow. It doesn't matter. The folder stays and the engine keeps running. If you build it once, then you own it forever. And as long as you have the right, operating procedures, the AI does the file building and organization itself. It's an asset that compounds for you, not a subscription that gets automated away in the next update. And it's your choice. You either build and own one of these yourself, or you hope your company catches on and hands you the tool. You can continue doing it by hand like you have been. You can buy another piece of software that's another interface and tool that you have to run and configure. You don't need another dashboard, you need the work done. And it's not software that's going to matter moving forward. Software is becoming a commodity. Code is getting cheaper and cheaper. What actually matters is the implementation layer, the system that's built and wired into your pipeline, your business, solving your real problems. That's the durable part. That's the part that you own if you set it up correctly. And that's the lever. So that's what's worth focusing on the most. That's what makes it so this isn't just another tool or subscription to add to your stack. And so personalized outreach, right? Warm inbound capture, booking and no-show rebooking, the specific follow-up engine, onboarding, proactive delivery updates, results reporting, the referral engine, renewal prompts. All of these could be sold to you as separate software, or you can own and operate the core engine behind all of it and build it to fix your specific bottlenecks. So every piece of effort and focus you put into it returns either time or money, right? It's the command center that knows everything about your business and your clients every time you boot it up. AI implementation is still a huge question mark as we figure out the best way to actually doing this. But as of recording this right now today, I have two ways that I offer of working with me. Number one, and this is the only option for the majority of people watching this, is that I can coach you how to learn, build, and understand these systems yourself, or train a dedicated member of your team. I'll give you all of the resources, the exact systems and templates that I use, and I'll guide you through implementing the system yourself for your own role or business. Or I embed and build it for you. I come in as a fractional AI partner and implement the whole thing into your pipeline, done for you. This one's capped at my time availability, so it's very limited. I'm open to building for a single rep who's already killing it or a whole team. But what I want to be very clear about is that this is not something that I would build once and hand off. Implementation is the important part. So I stay in it with you, running and sharpening the system for your business as it grows your business. I build and manage it for you. I teach you and your team how to operate it. I'll only partner with businesses where that pays off for both of us and compounds for both of us the longer it runs. So that's one, two, maybe three clients max, but I'm big on focusing on the one most important thing. So I would rather have it be one client that I focus on fully. The engine template stays mine. The customized system that I build for you is yours. You're paying for the implementation. Because at the end of the day, the leak is not a one time cost. It's a constant drip that's wasting your time and losing you money. A fixed system, plugging a recurring loss, is worth the investment every time. And it just needs to solve problems and open up bottlenecks one workflow at a time. It needs to start establishing the gap now in a way that will compound that gap as time continues. And commission is really only a part of it and is downstream of your time. Just picture it, right? 6 months from now, it's the same you utilizing the same ability to sell and close deals, but leveraged at a much higher level. The pipeline runs in the background, nothing slips, you get your time back, and there's no more leaks. That's the whole point of all of what I've built. If you want to know more about learning how to build a system like this, DM me build on Instagram. And if you want to talk about bringing me on as a fractional AI partner, DM me partner, and we'll go from there. And if any part of this resonated with you in particular, say so in that message. Tell me where you're at. If it makes sense, I'm happy to hop on a call with you and actually talk through what the options are and how the system's been working for me. And so, whether or not we end up working together, you'll leave that conversation at least knowing exactly where your pipeline is leaking the most and what to fix first. Hope this was helpful.